It's just not enough. Sleeping late, nowhere to live. Broken trees, no top and tail. He's been down every road, every show, dead and tail. And now there's two more runs in the night. Forever young, time on our side. We got some more, we got tonight. Two hungry hearts out on the road. We'll always be forever young.
The title Strength in Numbers had such a reflection on how we felt about the period of sort of darkness where we were doing nothing, and the struggle that us and so many other bands went through about whether you continue and how you continue. And the part that becomes autobiographical in some of the songs is just the fact that during that period we got so much fan mail supportive, really from all over, and we really used that as power to keep us fueled, as well as some of the songwriting material. All our songs come from one form of experience or another. So initially we had attempted to write songs somewhat at the behest of our old record company to sort of emulate the previous record, and it was awful. You know, so we really had to go back and draw on our experiences and our feelings and the encounters we had with people and just stories collected, and it all sort of came together in this very strange puzzle that the album turned out to be.
Schoolboy Billy 17, got to play tough, he's got to play me. Locked and loaded on the street, got to trade off finger for anyone that he needs. See it on the TV, the hero stands alone. He can turn to anyone, got to do the ball. There is strength in numbers, there is strength in love. Say strength in numbers, and there is strength in love. Strength in numbers, and high but you can't run. Head to head we stand together, making up for everyone.
The record was completed over a year ago. This record was finished in December of '92, and throughout our history there's always been some kind of musical trend that we were up against. I think maybe 6 months out of our 5-year history we were actually in sync with what was happening at that particular minute. So from a musician standpoint, you can't really judge your music or yourself by that, or else you'll just be chasing your tail forever. We kind of look up to the bands like Queensryche and Metallica, who said, you know, the fashion is fine, but it's not us. We're going to do what we do. And all of a sudden the fashion comes around to them, and they're in, you know, Lenny Kravitz did it. There's so many acts that just wait for the fashion to come to them. It works out better for the band, so that's kind of our game plan, is just to keep doing what we do.
I was looking out on Jolly, no intention, didn't have no plan. That's when I knew, no time, I had hit bottom and I was getting out. No more people to hold me down, fight the ghosts in my hotel, all the walls are crumbled down. So I called up Money Michael, jumped at the window. We all need directions to do what we do. And we love to travel lightly, love to travel strong. Never lost the fire, we went on too long. Oh, we don't let it sail away. We made our heaven, coming back this way. Say
We try to keep an earthy element to what we do. We don't want it, in other words, from the time we go on the stage to the time we come off, we don't become these two separate entities. We're not one of those kinds of bands. So I think that might be the connection there.
Yeah, I think it might be worth adding too that unfortunately in America there's a climate that sort of says whatever your peer group is into, it's very exclusive. You know, that's what you listen to. Where just having the chance to run around London these last couple of days, we've seen where it's no matter who gets all together in a club and they're dancing and headbanging, whatever else, a wide variety of music is acceptable for one person to listen to. So it's not as hard, you know, to have somebody listen to Rage Against the Machine and also listen to Tyketto, because I listen to both, you know, and it's not, you know, considered unfashionable. So there's a lot more possibility. And honestly, European fans are known for getting behind bands and staying with them. It really is a truth compared to American fans who are kind of short of attention kind of thing.
Staring out the window like I'm waiting for a change. If I stay long enough, I see it when it came. Used up book a number by the sign telephone. Called up everyone I found, but didn't talk to no one. And the rain comes down as if it's trying to wash me away. And there ain't no romantic moving lines like they say. Standing like I got nowhere to go, headed alone. Like the day that I was born, out on my own. I believe this boy has grown, standing alone.
Initially, the idea of re-releasing Standing Alone didn't come from us. Throughout touring and sort of constant flow of mail and things, we were very shocked and impressed with the amount of people that, for whatever reason, that song touched. It's a very personal song to me, and it turned out to be one that turned out to be very personal to a lot of other people, which as a writer, of course, is very gratifying. And to the point of where I have 3 or 4 letters that I keep close with me at all times from people that said that they were considering suicide until they heard the song, which I think for rock and roll is a nice change of pace, you know. And it was a thing where a couple thousand letters said, that was my favorite, that one touched me the most, why was it never a single? And when we were on Geffen Records, we were constantly told, you know, in music business speak, it's a hit, babe, don't worry about it, it's the home run, it'll be there no matter what happens, by the way you're dropped. So it was never released. So it was kind of on the impulse from the letters saying, you know, that song should have been a single, it should have been heard because if more people heard it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we took all those letters and approached the record company when we re-recorded and said we didn't feel that we would be selling anybody out by including it as a 12th track. So it's remixed, the lead vocals are different, Brooks added some guitar parts. So it's changed its face a little bit, but it will be a single this time. And, you know, we're doing a lot more things on our own terms, so the idea basically is stand or fall, we stand or fall our way this time, and there'll be no excuses. If it doesn't work, fine. You know, we won't have anywhere else to put the blame, and there's something a bit more satisfying about that. The way we do is kind of a plan, I guess. If anything we ever did was a plan. Simply because from previous experiences I had, it's one thing to sort of meet at certain points, write, then go to your separate homes and all that, and suddenly you're thrust on the rolling living room into the tour bus, and you can't get away from each other for months at a time. And it has destroyed a few bands that I know of. We're already tremendously aware of each other's bad habits, and
We're past all that.
we've learned how to counter that. You know, if you need to hang garlic up over your bunk to keep somebody out or whatever it might be. You know? So it's been very conducive to tolerance. It's like any good relationship. I mean, you pick your fights carefully.